morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on whatever time you're watching this. Karibu sana, karibu sana, karibu sana. My name is Tamara Patience, and as usual, I am joined by Emmanuel Bosire in studio. Today, we are discussing kama kawaida, matters governance, matters leadership, matters politics. What is happening, where you stay, who did what, where, when, why. And of course, when you talk about politics, when you talk about governance, we never fail to ask the question, how much money was spent or how much money is being spent. So what is happening in Kenya today? Now, the Embakasi East Member of Parliament, that is Babu Owino, has actually dismissed the claims that he was forced out of leadership of the Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association, that is KYPA. So earlier on in a statement, that is on Monday, he insisted that he voluntarily decided to step down from leadership, that is Babu Owino. Now, when he came out today to speak, alisema something different, which of course we're going to listen to in a few. But before that, let's see what transpired before Babu came out to say that he voluntarily stepped down from his position as the Secretary General of KYPA.
And we've come up with a lineup. We've made some changes to at least 4 seats within KYPA Azimio. And the way KYPA is set up is that we have seats that belong to Kenya Kwanza. There are seats that belong to Azimio. So the first seat, Secretary General, will have the Honorable Irene Mayaka here, who is nominated, ODM. She'll be our new Secretary General. We have the Treasurer seat, the Honorable Irene Kasalu, who's our member here from Nikitui, women rep, and that is from Wiper. We have also the Honorable Fatuma Jeho, who is the Wajir women rep, shall be the new vice chair of KYPA. And myself, I'm the deputy whip of Azimio. I have stepped down due to additional responsibilities. I've stepped down as the deputy secretary general, and the new deputy SG shall be the Honorable Robert Basil, that is the member for Yatta. So those are the changes that have made us meet today as an emergency meeting, and we want to make it very clear that KYPA, the changes that Azimio has done, will be traveling to Mombasa over the weekend as KYPA, and these changes are final. We've communicated all the way to the hierarchy at the top, and we'll be going to confirm this down in Mombasa. And in order for KYPA to make headway, these changes are final. We don't want any issues from Kenya Kwanza. We've finalized these changes, and this is our final list.
What I want to tell our fellow young people from Kenya Kwanza who are in KYPA is that, especially now that it is 1 year after elections, hamwezi tuibia serikali na tena mkuje kutuibia viti za young people. So we want to tell them that we want to work together as young parliamentarians to set a good example to other young Kenyans out there, and that we are coming into this with a sense of a lot of respect, which we also demand from the other side, and we'll all work together.
Azimio is intact. We are a people believe, and we have shared identity, shared ideology. People with shared ideology don't take over from each other. There are only people a confused lot like Kenya Kwanza that people take over from them. And probably if it is a takeover, yes.
Yes, so those were members, 5 members of the KYPA who came out to announce the new positions or the restructured positions in the association. And kuna statement moja imemekiwa hapo, wamesema hamwezi tuibia serikali na mrudi mtuibie tena seats for the youth. Now, of course, we know the Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association was formed back in 2004, and its aim was to bring together young leaders to push the agenda of different pro-youth-like policies, you know. And Babu Owino, after this video surfaced, after him saying that he has stepped down voluntarily, came out again and stated that hakuna mahali ameenda. You know, yeye ako there to stay. So if we could just have a listening on Babu.
Thank you very much, fellow Kenyans. I'm Babu Owino, Member of Parliament, Embakasi's constituency. I want to give my position on the KYPA status. That is the Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association, the status as it is. The Speaker did make a communication on the new officials of KYPA, and this has been rendered useless. This is balderdash, nonsensical, gibberish, and it has caused a lot of consternation, discomposure, and discomfiture of spirits. Oh, it has also caused a lot of discombobulation of spirits. And as the Secretary General of KYPA, the other day I did say that I resigned. I wanted to test and see my enemies in KYPA, the people who could start opposing me in KYPA. There is nothing like resignation as the Secretary General of KYPA. I will give a way forward on what should be done in KYPA. The Registrar of Societies did write a letter, did communicate to KYPA that whatever was done, the sham elections, is not recognized. It is not legal. Therefore, the coup that was planned by some members in KYPA will not hold. As the Secretary General, I will expel 5 members without trial from KYPA. They will stand expelled from KYPA without trial. I will draft a letter soon. And if you go by the letter that I've given the members of the media, members of the press, look at that letter that has been drafted by the Registrar of Societies. It is very clear that only the Secretary General shall call for elections. It is only the Secretary General that shall write a letter to the Registrar of Societies, duly signed, notifying the Registrar of the changes that are made. Any other thing that is being made is considered as a scandal sheet. So the final communication will come from me. As we speak, there is nothing, and we still recognize Honorable Eric Wamumbi, the Madeira MP, as the duly elected chairman of KYPA, and Babu Owino as the duly elected chairman, Secretary General of KYPA. The others read the letter. So if you know that you are forming, if you know that you took place in the coup, know very well that you are expelled from today without trial from KYPA, starting now. Thank you.
Yeah, so that was the Embakasi East Member of Parliament, Babu Owino, akisema ya kwamba hakuna mali penye ameenda. He is still there. He is still the Secretary General, and only him can say that or can call for elections within the association. I don't know, Brother Emmanuel, what's your take on whatever is happening at KYPA? Any the internal coup?
And by the way, what's KYPA?
Kenya Youth Parliamentarian Association.
Who's a youth?
A youth is anyone who's 18 to 35.
Is Babu a youth?
We don't know how old is Babu Owino, by the way.
There are people whom you've seen their names appear in every leadership position, so long as it's for you. It is too dangerous to be an old person in Kenya. Too dangerous. Now, what I want to say is this. Babu Owino is an MP. Let him serve the people of Embakasi. The small leadership position that he's fighting for, let other Kenyans whom have not an opportunity in the past to serve in any position in parliament to get an opportunity. Do you know how many leadership Babu Owino has?
Uncountable.
Many.
The man has uncountable roles.
You go to this parliament committee, he's a member. You go to this parliament committee, he's a chairman. So what we want to say is that Kenyans, especially those ones in power, they are not ready to give the position to others. You've seen they had elections. and the new leadership came. Now it's dismissing that those elections were not done in a fair, incredible way.
It's probably that he didn't even know, kwa sababu yeye umesikia amesema ni coup. Unajua coup, you don't know, unakuja tu unanyanyuliwa, you don't know kama there was a plan to nyanyua you from that space.
So what should be done is that internal conflicts, so meaning there are problems. This is also happening in Africa as a whole.
Yeah.
We've never had an opportunity whereby someone resigns and says, I've now officially resigned from this seat and I'm moving out to give room for someone else who can perform better than me. In Africa, for us to find someone to resign, it is too, okay, perhaps resigning is dying in fact.
In Africa, that is.
In Africa, we have leaders who are never ready to go for new challenges and leave other young upcoming leaders to serve in those positions. So it's so discouraging that you find that a respected member of parliament is Mheshimiwa Ababu Wino saying that he only resigned to see his enemies in KYPA. That's a very weak statement from a leader.
Exactly.
How do you say that I only resign to see who are my enemies here in? That's being cheap. One, when you always resign, how many people can be an MP in Embakasi?
Very many.
How many people?
Very many.
Many people.
Yeah.
How many people can serve in SecGen for KYPA?
Very many people.
But now they gave you that time to serve them. And then you want to play with them, then now let me resign for this time.
2 hours.
And see who will take to that place. That's being a bit, that's childish. Because people want to improve where they are. So there could be someone who has been a member of KYPA who wants now to be the secretary. There's someone, it's all about mentorship. That it's all meant about mentorship to nurture young parliamentarians on how to grow and even advance in leadership positions in our country. And then now you want to stick in that seat for more than 4 years, saying that you are youth. Until when shall you be a youth?
Abakisha 2 years.
No.
The man is 33. Abakisha 2 years.
Don't tell me it's 33 years.
I took a poor youth.
When did he go and run those many degrees? How many diplomas does he have? And how long does it take for one to learn 1 degree? So let's not be in that channel. Anyway, so I was saying, for you to resign with a reason that you want to see who's your enemy, that's a very, very uncalled for reasoning. Say that you did not serve them well as they wanted. You've not nurtured and mentored them. And they've seen that they can get someone else who can do it better and even uplift the aims and the agendas of the Kenya young parliamentarians. Now you find, again, it's not easy for you to be a leader as a youth in our country.
True.
It is very, very, very difficult. One, you come and start going for a position. The minimum requirement for one to be an MCA, member of county assembly, how many years?
As long as it's
18 years.
18. 20, 21 is for which state?
It's for an MP.
Okay.
Huh? Now, how many MCAs do we have? Now that the minimum requirement for one to become an MCA
is 18.
Is 18 years. Yeah, in this case now of becoming a youth in our country, with the many challenges for one to acquire resources and then come to politics, it takes long. And now you go and struggle a lot and make it to parliament less than 35 years. And then now you form a group to be led well. And then someone says, I want to resign to see if these young parliamentarians are just my enemies. they are posting.
And you know, it also begs the question: does Babu really have the power to do what he's doing? Because umesikia akisema, number one, he's the only one who can call an elections. Probably that is what is happening. But number two, amesema yeye ame make sure that watu wote amewafanya nini, wameenda nyumbani. You know, even without notice, like the 5 people who conspired against him. And he also has firmly declared that that is his position and he's not moving from that position unless he himself actually states that it is time for an election to happen.
You know, everything here on earth has order, has guidelines. So the constitution, I've not read it personally, the Kenya parliamentarians, but I'm 100% sure that the person who is able to do those, it is the Secretary General. Maybe he is forgetting that he is now the former Secretary General. You do all those when you are in office. The same case, when you are in power, the person who is in power, it's not you as an individual. It is the powers of that seat that gives you the freedom to do what you want. Now, when you get out of that seat now, and someone else comes, you don't continue performing the duties that you used to as a leader in that seat. Now, in this case, Babu Wino was the former secretary. We have someone else. So the roles that Babu used to perform is no longer going to perform them. But the new Secretary General is going to perform them. So the person now who has gone home in this case is Babu Wino. He has gone home as a former Secretary General. Now he remains to serve in other committees in Parliament and of course as a member of Parliament.
Lakini Babu amekataa, amesema yeye yako.
Now we'll see what will unfold.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then this will now bring, you know, there are people who would be his followers. Now this will only brand him that he is selfish in leadership position. Now he's as admiring someday to be a governor for Nairobi. Someday maybe a president. You know, someone will take him for a joke and say, when you were in Parliament, you never wanted to leave the power of the Secretary. Now you want to be the president of our country. What if we recall back? And that when you are Secretary General, you never wanted to do that. Will you do the same when you become president or become governor? You know, that's one a question mark. And when it comes up, it's politics.
Becomes an issue.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we continue speaking on matters governance, we saw the Trade Cabinet Secretary, that is Moses Kuria, who stated that Azimio leader Raila Odinga is set to host him in Bondo, that is in Siaya County, this coming week to launch an industrial park in the region. Of course, Emmanuel mentioned or talked a little bit about industrial parks in different regions yesterday. So Kuria actually expressed his intention as he visits the county is not only to bring maendeleo or development, but also he offered to educate the leader of opposition, that is Raila Odinga, on matters development. Now, he also added that the Kenya Kwanza government is going to serve all Kenyans, that is equally, that is regardless of whether or not you voted for the government. So let's just take a listen in to Moses Kuria.
Hakuna sehemu hata moja rais wetu anabagua. Hii mradi tunaweka kila pahali. Hata wiki ijayo nitakuwa huko Homa Bay na nitakuwa Siaya, nitakuwa Kisii, nitakuwa Kisumu na nitakuwa Migori. Hata wale watu hawakutuchagua, ile punishment tutawapatia ni ya kuwapatia maendeleo. Hiyo ndio punishment tutawapatia. Sababu sisi tunataka kudhihirisha kwamba tutafanya maendeleo katika Kenya yote. Hata juzi nilikuwa na Raila Odinga nikamwambia nikienda huko kwao nipeleke, na amekubali kunipeleka. Pengine nitaweza kumfunza mambo mamoja ama mawili mambo ya maendeleo. Ama namna gani? Mwisho nikimalizia, huyu gavana wenu Natembea, wewe nikuulize, ushaona samaki ikiogelea kwa sakafu? Si samaki inaogelea kwa bahari. Huyu jamaa tulisoma na yeye katika chuo kikuu cha Nairobi, halafu akafanya kazi kwa marehemu Mishuki, akavuzwa kazi na Mishuki. Maisha yake yote Natembea hajui upinzani. Kupeleka Natembea upinzani ni kama kuuliza samaki iogelee kwa sakafu. Hiyo hajazoea. Natembea ni mtu wa serikali, si ndio? Watu wa Trans Nzoia, mnataka mimi nifanye kazi na Natembea? Mnataka nimuingize Natembea kwa serikali? Mnataka nimutoe Natembea kwa wale watu wanaweka sufuria kwa kichwa? Nimulete hapa? Si mnajua rais anawapenda? Si rais aliwachagulia waziri Susan Nakhumicha, msichana wenu hapa, akawapatia wizara kubwa ya afya? Si namna hiyo? Watu wa Trans Nzoia, vile tumefanya hii maneno na hii mradi, mkubali tukuje pamoja nyuma ya gavana Natembea, nyuma ya Susan Nakhumicha, nyuma ya kiongozi wenu mnampenda hapa, Papa wa Roma, Mheshimiwa Moses Masika Wetangula. Tukue pamoja, tuungane kwa serikali, ndio tuendeleshe Kenya pamoja.
Of course, that was Moses Kuria akiwa Trans Nzoia County. Now, apart from wanting to educate the opposition leader, that is Raila Odinga, on matters development, pia amesema he has plans to actually shift, that is George Natembea, who is the Trans Nzoia governor, avuke mpaka atoke kwa watu wanaotembea na sufuria kwa kichwa. That is of course I don't want to quote, but you know what happened during the demonstrations. The Azimio la Umoja team to come and work together with the government as wanaendelea na maendeleo huku nje. So before we even get to George Natembea's reaction, what are your sentiments, Emmanuel, on Moses Kuria?
Who is Moses Kuria?
Moses Kuria is the cabinet secretary of Trade and Industry.
So what is doing now is not doing politics. What Moses Kuria is doing is delivering on the agendas of Kenya Kwanza governments through him as the CS. So the thing is, you know, Kenyans are Kenyans. No. They will want to say that this is politics. Now going to CI, going to Homa Bay, going to all parts of the country, Moses Kuria is doing politics. There's a seat that allows him to go all parts of the country. No. People from CI need development. No. People from Narok need development. From Trans Nzoia. Those who voted the government and those who did not vote the government, they all have the right for development projects. Now, industrial parks is a project whereby industry is set aside from residents. And the main reason for industries is to employ people. Yeah. Industry needs skilled and skilled labor. And the ones to provide this skilled and unskilled labor are Kenyans who have been unemployed. Now, when we get an industrial park in a county, you are increasing the opportunities for young Kenyans and for all Kenyans to be employed in that sector. Now, this is a call to us Kenyans to understand development from politics, to understand delivering of promises from using it as a campaign tool. Now, Mheshimiwa Moses Kuria insisting that he's going to be hosted by Raila Odinga in CI. Does not mean that Raila Odinga will be there. You know, Kenyans should understand, where does Baba Raila Odinga come from? He comes from CI County. No. Here, who is the current governor for CI?
Why are names
It is James Agri Orengo.
Yeah.
Is the current governor for CI. We know that they were in ODM and there was a new coalition at large. But coming to delivering development projects, you're a CS, now come, I give you 50 million from national government. I add my 50 million from the county government. Let's open an industrial park. In Siaya, what could be opened in Siaya is not the same like the one in Kisii.
No.
So depending on the availability of resources, is the one giving you industrial park. So the rolling out for this first program will have the first, I think, 22 counties rolling out, and the others will come later next year. This will improve, like now we saw the one being opened in Kisii, opening opportunities for around 50,000 youths. I'm sure it cannot be 50,000 youths. There could be less, but divided through the country to employ 50,000 youths.
That's a really
different industrial park sectors. That's a very big development. So one, industrial parks open up an area for more development. Two, industrial parks in Siaya will increase the business levels. It will reduce the gap between the employed and the unemployed. It will spearhead the country at large as growth of Kenya. When Siaya grows, Nyamira grows, Kitui grows, Kwale grows, it's Kenya that grows at the end of the day. So Mheshimiwa Moses Kuria CS were trade, he is delivering. He's not in politics. He's not in politics.
Lakini ana uchokozi ya watu wenye siasa. You heard what amechokoza anatembea before amwambie amvukishe to the other side, you know.
What he's trying to say on the other side is it will be easy for you to get industrial parks if you are in government. It will be easy. Other than being in opposition.
Okay.
Unaelewa hiyo Kiswahili alisema?
Yeah, but also there's a question mark. Surface ya maji.
So what we're saying is for you to get, you know, that's the executive. Most Korea works under the executive of the government. So in as much you need development, they will not leave Nyeri County that has been serving and supporting the president and come to you, Trans Nzoia, and say, oh, we want to have equality and equity as a country. You know, they will overpower you. So by the time they will give you, it will be 2027. You as a governor, you'll have failed. You know, let me tell you, it's difficult in Kenya to retain the governor seat. And it is very difficult for you to be an MCA in a ward than even to become a president. You know why?
Tell me why. I have very many reasons, but why, according to you?
Why? Just tell me two reasons. It's difficult for becoming an MCA than to become a president.
Number one, for an MCA, I believe the party that you're in plays a huge role in whether or not you're going to be elected. Number two, popularity, of course, with the people. Number three, tumesema in position ya youth, hata kama si youth of a field, will always be the funds. Funds probably za kuhonga watu because you are starting out. And number four, what is reason number four? The systems in place, they know who they want there. And number five, if you have not brought developments for the 5 years that we've elected you, so why is there a need to elect you again? Am I close?
Those are some of your reasons. But what I could say is that for you to be an MCA, you are the most closest leader next to people. You're always with people.
Yeah.
You stay with them in their villages. You use the same roads they used to work places. So for them to have that respect for you, if you don't keep on bribing them each day and every moment.
Hata si delivering. Delivering. Bribing them.
Let me tell you, for you to remain in the seat of MCA even for more than 30 years, don't do any development. The money allocated for development, go to any bank, get change, get hundreds, get 50s in bank, be giving them. They keep singing your song.
Please, let's not.
Every morning.
Let's stop doing that. No wonder Kenya haiendelei. Inaendelea pole pole.
If you want to stay in any position, either MCA, either a president, just keep giving handouts. Call people to State House. Tell them promises. Tell them, I know you're hungry. Before you go, take tea.
Kunywa chai.
Take tea. Big tea and small tea. They will sing your song everywhere. You know, one of the reasons Raila Odinga is getting difficult in politics is because Raila ni mkono ngumu. He does not give you money. It's you to give him.
Now that means,
you know, Raila, when he comes to your place, maybe you are the sitting governor. You're the one to organize Raila's visit. You are to see where he's going to sleep, the meals, everything, the visitors, the fueling of vehicles. You are the one responsible. And then Baba will come. If you are not able to do that, you don't come. Now, the opposite of William Ruto. Now he will facilitate everything. He will do everything. Even anything that you want, he will do.
And that means, as a country, we are lost.
Or not saying that we are really lost. It is our culture. It has been our culture. We are on the culture line. It's our culture, and we are growing in that way. We are inherited. It is our culture. It has been our culture. We are on the culture line. It's our culture, and we are growing in that way. We are inheriting but let's not go deep into it. We are improving. We are avoiding handouts as a country.
Are we really?
We don't want to have voter bribery every time. That you must line up every election. And by the way, we need to have this. So bad that every election, when it's nearing, where does that money come from?
Where do you guys get money?
We have.
Na sasa tuna mashida, we don't.
Where does that money come from?
People are suffering. They cannot even pay for NHIF.
People are suffering, and then you coming and bribing them. Anyway, so Moses Kuria, what he's doing is delivering in a and unlike the other governments, William Ruto, president, awarded loyalty to his close friends who supported him during the campaigns and who stood with him when the handshake was hot. You know, the first person to be sacrificed was Onesimus Kipchumba, majority leader in parliament. He was kicked out. You know, I remember those debates when he was on fire. He was on fire in parliament. It was sacrificed. You just see now. They went to campaign, elected again the senator for Edgar Marakwet. It was made CS transport. Something I think William Ruto would not dare exchange him any soon, unless after 2027. You know, this someone who been elected as a senator, then second time for your information, and then he resigns. You give him a position in CS. So the senator, he was to serve for 5 years, and then he misbehaves here with it, and you kick him out of the CS of transport. I think it will be even too worse for him as an individual to do that. But anyway, anything can happen in politics. Again, so Moses Kuria, you know, was in government. Gatundu South and peace, telling Uhuru Kenyatta that you will go home. And then after the election won, he was made to be CS for trade. So yote mzima ukiangalia, sidhani kama kuna mtu Ruto alichagua pale ya kumsupport in the previous election. And by the way, should we go that way?
He played his game. Whatever we are doing right now is actually so wrong. Because you see, if that is the way to go, then it means we'll also be having a lot of leaders who are not working or who are not delivering. But so far, we can applaud those who have who are there.
President
watu wafike on time.
Wakuja waseme write that letter of apology. So to finish it up on Moses Kuria and the industrial parks, we have the development of industrial parks. Let them be rolled out, even if possible, in all counties.
Most definitely. Na venye wamesema they are not going to bagua whichever region voted the most or voted the least, we also hope to see the same. But Kenyans, please stop engaging in that mass corruption because it's destroying our nation. Yeah? Mnataka MCA akae 30 years akipeana 100 shillings. Hamtaki barabara. You don't want roads. It's high time. We need to change. We need to change. Anyway, speaking of development, now some members of parliament have come out and are now vouching for an additional 11 counties, that is to the existing 47 counties, to make it 58 counties. We're talking about more MPs, of course. We're talking about more leaders. We're talking about more counties. And they actually sent a proposal stating that the need for the additional 11 counties is a result of economic, social, as well as political marginalization of groups, as well as the limited representation within county boundaries, which quote unquote equals to an equal access to political processes and also unlimited access to resources and opportunities, which also leads to an increase in poverty levels that is in different regions. Now, this is not the first time we have seen members of parliament coming out and asking for an additional extra counties. Now, last year we saw the Korea East MP, that was Kitayama, yes, Kitayama, let's just call him Marwa, asking for five or proposing additional five counties, yes, of Korea, Teso, that is Mount Elgon, Ispokot, as well as Mwingi to be added to Kenya. That is for easy development, as well as to sort out the issue of economy of the different counties, as well as inclusivity, kwa sababu kuna smaller regions which have been dominated by the dominant regions and are unable to access certain things and certain services as well. So some of the counties, some of the proposed counties, if I could read them very fast, we have Kuria County, which is to be extracted from the existing Migori County. We have Teso County from Busia County. We have Mount Elgon County, which is being proposed to be extracted from Bungoma and Trans Nzoia counties. We also have the Espokot County, that is from the existing Baringo as well as West Pokot counties. We also have Mwingi County, which is being extracted from Kitui County, Gucha County from the existing Kisii County, Suba County from Homa Bay County. We have Ijara County from Garissa County. We also have Nakuru West from existing Nakuru County, Wajir South from the existing Wajir County, and we also have Nyambene County from the existing Embu County. So those are 11 counties. Now, before we get into what the Constitution says, Emmanuel, what's your take on an additional of counties to the country of Kenya?
Addition of more counties, it's a dream come true.
Mm-hmm. Why?
For devolution governments.
Mm-hmm.
We want devolution. We want government services to be close and close to people day by day.
Mm-hmm.
So additional counties is bringing service delivery to people. Mm-hmm. And for you to have deliveries to people, you must have small subdivisions. Mm-hmm. Now, we want to have, what we avoided first in the 2010 constitution is that we wanted serikali ya majimbo, county government. Mm-hmm. So instead of having one government, that some things can be, initially we had
provinces, yeah.
So the provinces were again subdivided into counties. Mm-hmm. Now, the counties they are still counties ambazo ni kubwa sana. And the amount you receive again are the same.
No.
So you find that kaunti moja kubwa, watu wengi, employers wengi, mahitaji mengi, na kaunti ingine kidogo inafanya kwamba watu wanakuwa pale. So in as much there are terms again to consider. At times you can have a large county depending on square kilometers.
No.
And find what much.
No.
Now, when you come to Nairobi, Nairobi is one of the smallest counties in kilometers per square. But again,
the population
big and huge population.
Yes.
So those are things to be considered again. So again, we can have scenarios where we divide it so that we can have service delivery to people being equal. So it's a dream come true to devolution. The main agenda for devolution is that service delivery ifikie watu. Now this one will see creation of new employment opportunities, creation of new business deals, creation of more leadership position again, and again increase in revenue collection. Now, what the majority of people want to say that we should have few counties. That should not be the case. If we really curb corruption, by all means, we will have a big development in our counties. So the extradition, like let me take for instance the Kisii County. Kisii County has got 9 sub-counties. And you find that other counties like Nyamira has only 4 sub-counties. So how can you want the service delivery for people in Kisii be the same with the ones in Nyamira? It's going to be very impossible. So, and again, when you see, most counties have got 4 or 5 sub-counties. 4 or 5 sub-counties are able to feed and get people into development. So in addition, in adding more counties, we're going to see more service delivery to people in grassroots, and this will improve the standards of Kenyans and even upgrade their lives to the next level. Yeah.
Most definitely. But the question we're also asking is, we first started off with provinces, right? Kuna zile, there's some of zinaitwa maendeleo zenye tumewitness from the provinces, you know. Now the provinces were 8. Now from 8 we jumped up to 47, you know. And so far we've seen progress. Hatuwezi deny the amount of progress that we've seen from the devolved government kind of structure, you know. We've seen like a lot of development even individually, you know. So if we decide, for example, and we've also seen some leaders who are not, unajua kuna counties zingine ziko tu, you know.
You know, other leaders don't want to subdivide counties because they will find it hard to be leaders in the new counties. So that's why they could be opposing. But again, if you oppose devolution, you are going to find it hard to defend yourself in the ground. People will align themselves to the area where they should get a county, and then identify that it's you who made them not to get a county. You'll find it hard. You'll find it very, very difficult for you to have that.
Most definitely. But we are looking forward to even hearing the voice of the people. Unajua, at the end of the day, sisi wenyewe tuwajua. Unajua, even for us, for example, like I'm from, our country is not that big, you know, but kuna maendeleo zenye hatujajionea sisi wenyewe, you know, for the past, what? It's 10 years, like a decade or so. You know, and we're asking if, for example, ours is subdivided into 2.
You know, you cannot.
Does that mean
you cannot say that you've not seen development?
I mean, I've not.
Truth be told, all counties have.
Okay, I've seen minimal development.
You know, again, in devolution, there are programs that were devolved from national government to county government, including the health sector. The health sector was devolved to county governments. We have other projects that were devolved. And we have others that remain for the national government. So if you've not seen development, just first identify, is this docket aligned to the county government
or
is this docket aligned to the national government? And I'm 100% sure that in other counties, there are programs for the county that have failed due to corruption, and funds allocated to various projects were wasted. We remember the case of Nyamira, a gate costing 14 million shillings. We remember the case of Bungoma, someone buying a wheelbarrow to 250,000.
No.
How many wheelbarrows can you buy with one 250,000? Many wheelbarrows.
Very many wheelbarrows.
Many wheelbarrows.
Yeah.
And now someone tells us one wheelbarrow costs 250,000.
Yeah.
So if we cap this corruption as a country, I'm sure 100% the real agenda for devolution ikikuwa achieved as a country, we will be so far kimaendeleo. We will have super highways connecting counties. We'll have inter-county governance. We'll have devolution extended to people pale mashinani. Watu watapata budget. County, mukona county, your own budget. Ina serve this county. You know, like the case for couriers. You know, couriers are marginalized again. Couriers, a community itself, has no county. But it's being led by Migori, which majority are rules and a section are couriers. So in this case, the couriers are marginalized because they don't bring numbers during elections. So the sitting governor for Migori will probably prioritize
the dominant
numbers
one. Yeah.
For leadership skills. So these are and for your information, the additional counties are for marginalized.
Yes.
The additional counties are for those who have been marginalized. So when you give a marginalized group more energy, are you bringing harm or you're bringing benefit to them?
Benefit, of course.
So you're bringing benefit to them so that they can feel part of the devolution programs in national government.
Anyway, most definitely, a question to our viewers. Ni kama extra counties pia zinataka kuninyonga. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, we are asking you as our viewers, what's your take on the additional of counties in Kenya? What's your take on us moving from having 47 counties to 58 counties? Now, the whole essence, as Emmanuel stated, is to try and include, yes, the marginalized groups who are mostly or normally dominated by the dominant groups in certain counties, apart from other reasons like trying to also reduce the level of poverty and also ensure that there is political participation in those sectors. So what's your take on it? Should it be something that you'd propose it to be passed? Is it something that you'd vote for? That's what I'm asking. Is it something that you would actually vote to pass? And if so, give us the reason as well. The comment section is always open. And I think, Emmanuel, we've come to the end of our discussion. And thank you so much for always gracing us and for always kutufanyia algebra inakaa kama ABCD. You know, that's how I'd put it.
Thank you again for inviting me to these studios. I'll be coming again to share these political insights.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Karibu sana. So to our dear viewers, thank you so much. If this is the first time you're here, feel at home. You're welcome to the KNF family. Be sure to subscribe and also the notification bell so that, as usual, anytime we post, anytime we go live, you're going to be the first person to be served because we are here to serve you. Anyway, have yourself a fantastic weekend, a fantastic evening, a fantastic Friday, even East Africa, and a fantastic time. Yes. Adios, peace, love, and unity prevail always.